Good morning. My van is well lit. It's obviously warm. I have some news about Frank for you, which took a very, very long time to get. It was torture. Yeah, that was part of why I headed up the valley camping for several days, because I just needed to be out of town. It was a long weekend. I needed a good distraction. And so Frank and I had a really good time up there, even though it was super cold. And then on the Monday, we made an entire day out of getting back to town. I poked about a whole bunch of different spurs, drove way up one I had never been up before, and was just making a bunch of stops to just practice flying my drone. It was a great environment because there wasn't really people around, and the wind was quiet, and so I was able to just fly and film and just practice with that kind of stuff because I do want to keep improving at that. So it was really nice. I really enjoy seeing the rivers from above. And then when I finally got back to service, I had a voicemail that some information had come in about Frank. So I made an appointment to go in and speak to the doctor the next day. I much prefer to just talk in person than over the phone. I find it easier for me to think of like the questions I have. So I did that. And then the next morning I had to get up early to get my van into the shop, where I spent several hours, but they did find out what was wrong with my electrical system. The ground that I had not installed, that had been there from the install of my diesel heater, was absolutely not adequate for the system I installed. So they put in a new ground to the frame, and everything works great now. They said I did a really awesome job on my electrical install. I was very happy to hear that I got like the big thumbs up of approval from people that know what they're doing. So that was really encouraging. And if I had a good working ground when I did the install, it would have just been perfect from the start. The other thing is I don't know how to use a multimeter, so that's on my list of skills to gather, is to learn how to use a multimeter, because then I could have tested and I would have noticed the massive voltage drop over that wire that caused it to melt and came very close to lighting my van on fire. So anyways, we have heat. So then after getting my heater installed, we went to the vet to find out about Frank, and we had done a couple different diagnostic methods to find out if it was cancer or not. And all those tests came back negative, which doesn't 100% rule out cancer, but it's pretty safe to say that he probably doesn't have cancer, which is a huge relief. And the plan with that was, if we couldn't determine that it was cancer, then it would be safe to do a surgery to remove the polyp. So I came back with him the next day to get another ultrasound to have a look at the polyp, because it had been this huge growth into his bladder that was bleeding and causing him a lot of discomfort, and it was really gross and nasty in his bladder. And the ultrasound showed that it was gone. It was just miraculously gone. It's unbelievable. It's such incredible news. And so I had made the decision to keep him on antibiotics pretty much the whole time we were waiting for a diagnostic. So I think that was a really good call. And so he's off antibiotics now, and he's going to be rechecked 2 weeks after that ultrasound, just to make sure that there's not like an underlying issue that's going to cause it to come back. But if we go in to the next ultrasound and it's all clear, then I think it's safe to say his bladder is great. It's healthy again. So it's really, really good news. It's yeah, he's been on the antibiotics and anti-inflammatories and pain meds and just getting showered with love and prayers and positive vibes. And that has been so impactful. It honestly feels like a miracle that like he's most likely not going to have any type of surgery on his bladder, which previously had been best case scenario he has surgery. So yeah, it's just absolutely great news. So I know it's been hard for everyone waiting to find out what's going on with Frank, but I think this wait was worth it to get this kind of good news and to have him check up so well. But when we did do his initial discovery of the mass in his tumor, we also found a lump in one of his anal glands, which I had previously mentioned, and it had to take a back seat to what was going on with his bladder. So now we're just moving on to figuring that out. So I'm being referred to an internal medicine specialist to look further into that, because it's a little weird. His poop's a little off, but other than that, like, he's not really having any discomfort from it or difficulties, but do want to look into it and get it cleared up. So yeah, yay for that. And then I had a friend come to hang out with us for a few days.
Siren calling truck. Do you copy?
This is truck. I copy. Over.
Excellent. Siren is ready to roll out. How about you?
I am good to go. I will meet you after the first turn at the top of the hill, and we will caravan into the wild. Over.
Into the wild. Roger, let's go.
Truck calling Siren.
We're receiving your truck loud and clear.
I'm going to be taking a pull-out just a little bit up here on the left to schedule my video to go live tomorrow.
Roger that. Copy.
As we pulled out of that last spot, I got a message about a possible flat or some sort of emergency. Didn't seem to be a flat. There seems to be something else going on. Truck to Siren, do you copy? And I've lost them on the walkie-talkie, so we're gonna go back and see if we need to do a rescue. Ah, there you are. You might as well turn off the engine. So I've pulled over here. I've been slowly waiting for Flossie to catch up. Had a weird noise. They thought there might be a flat.
Oh my God!
Take a look at what's going on here.
I thought I'd broken something!
Alright, so this is the rock that was between Flossie's back tires. Look at that. Massive. Hilarious. Hilarious. Anyways, we're gonna continue on and go find somewhere to camp. I'm just gonna pull over, let this guy by before the dirt. Just slightly off the road enough he can go around. We got a transition to dirt in about 100 meters. Alright, so when I pulled in here, I just got really excited because there was like a spot open, but then we parked and found a better spot because it's like right by the river. So we just moved. Flossie's just getting in place and the fire is already going.
Well, hello!
Hello!
Hi, Frank.
So we're just walking through the rec site to see what else is available, and it turns out the only ones available are the one that we're currently in and the first one we stopped in. But the one we're currently in, it's very obvious that the people literally just left because the fire was still going, like not just embers, like fire going.
So if I hadn't have gotten a rock in my tire and slowed us down,
We wouldn't have ended up with the best site here. Midday on a Saturday.
fuck
Life is beautiful the way it works. Got this log last time I was out this way, and I honestly don't really want it living in my van longer than necessary, so it's going down tonight. It's going in that fire for sure. Oof. Should last a bit.
Yep.
Take us till sundown. So we had quite the day yesterday that we didn't film. Although looking back, maybe we should have.
Oh my god.
So it started when we piled into my van to go look for a good place to set up camp for the weekend. And the first clue was the motorcyclist wiped out on the dirt road. But I continued up the hill, and it doesn't get a lot of sun, so the packed snow had turned into ice, and I could not proceed further and had to slide/back upwards and do like a 20-point turn while also slightly sliding at times to escape.
When you were doing that, I cannot stress how amazing you are at driving that van. It is so big, and you just knew exactly what you were doing. Like, we were sliding backwards and sideways towards a ditch, and there was a giant drop off on the other side, which I was, every time we went forward, I was like bare white knuckled. I didn't grow up with snow, so I'm not used to snow and ice on the roads, let alone how to drive in it. And you're just like cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah.
I'm like, I cannot breathe. I cannot make any noises. I cannot distract the driver. I cannot let my sheer panic of death show at all. It was amazing. You did such a good job.
Thank you. So then we carried on with our day, and I had to upload a video before we came out of town. So we went to the library, and I'm new to having a DC to DC charging system, and I left it on. So when we came out of the library, my battery was completely dead. What do you say that took 5 minutes for me to get the cables out, flag someone down, and walk them through exactly what to do, and be going again? Yeah.
Yet again, you were just like, I've got this. Rolls with it, completely in your stride.
Yeah.
You just like, right, cables, bonnet up. Oh, there's somebody right behind me. I'm going to tell them where to go, what to do. And this poor guy,
I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I asked in such a way it would have been really hard to say no.
But he just was like, okay.
Yeah. And he'd never jumped a car before, obviously. It was very clear. And I was like, put the black one on your negative, put the red one on your positive. So yeah, then we go. We have some delicious pakoras and samosa dinner, and we go to a really nice yoga with live music class. And we come out at night. It's like 9:30. It's dark. It's freezing. My keys are locked in the ignition. And I didn't tell you about this, but I had done it earlier this week. So it ended up being my second time this week calling BCAA to get the keys out. But thankfully the guy that came is a tow driver I've worked with many times before. So we're kind of friends. We're buddies.
But we were outside in the cold for an hour and a half.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Frank
freezing.
Was toasty warm.
Inside in his sleeping bag.
Van.
Yeah, it was three big things yesterday. So that's why when the rock was in the tires, I was like, all right, what are the next two?
No! Well, you see, now we're parked, we're set up, everything's good.
Yeah, hopefully nothing vehicle related.
Nothing vehicle related can happen.
We can just enjoy this campfire and being by the river. Yeah. Okay. It's so loud. But I mean, I can hear a generator going, so 15 minutes later.
If I smacked it, it would probably break.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
We did it.
Oh, and it's like kind of frozen inside. The moisture's frozen. Let's do one more cut.
The power squat. Yes! Okay.
Things that give you feelings of power. With that.
Yes.
You know what? We actually were doing a yoga. It was like this though. breakfast.
It's like Ujjayi Yoni power. Yes. So good.
Okay, should I try this one too?
Sure. I mean,
it's entertaining. I feel like you're entertained by
I'm
this.
so entertained. Oh, that was a good shot. Yeah! Ah! Damn!
Isn't that nice?
For a little tiny hatchet, you got this.
This is a good hatchet.
Yes.
Anyone who ever uses it is like, that's a nice hatchet.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it is. Oh, wow, we just made a lot of wood up here.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Ooh.
Garlic and onion.
Stirring the cauldron. Big black fire charred pot. It's definitely a cauldron.
Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. May the stoop be wonderful in our bellies. Oh yeah! And then the onions and garlic smells really freaking good, so we should probably check that.
All right, good morning. So after the campfire last night, I stayed up very late till like 2 a.m. and I put up this huge roll of fairy string lights. It's like the copper wire LED lights. And the thing is I first bought them like back in September when I was at Flossie's, and I wanted like the soft yellow and purple, and I ordered them and it came multicolor and soft yellow. So I returned them, and a couple months went by and I was like, okay, I want those lights like now that I'm gonna actually have power. So I ordered them again and I got the wrong ones again. So I phoned Amazon very calmly and politely and was just like, hey, this is what's happened. I am not willing to spend my time doing a return. Please just refund me the money and let me keep the lights. So they did. So my lights are free. And it actually works out really well because the multicolor makes like a nice white balance for filming. So it's so well lit in here. And I really, really enjoy the vibe. So yeah, I'm just having like a cozy morning. I'm gonna just like, I gotta do a bit of writing and stuff. And then, yeah, see what sort of fun adventure stuff me and Flossie and Frank get up to today. But it is so nice to be out of here and to be out of town and yeah, away from the internet again. I really, really like not having internet and not being able to be contacted by people and nobody can ask me questions. And it's just like such a relief to my mind. Gets so easily overstimulated. So yeah, it's just like a really nice break to have like a quieter mind space. Because being in town is a lot. There's so many people I know there. Plus, I always have internet access. There's so much going on my phone. So it's a nice getaway. Good morning.
Good morning! Look, I came prepared.
You gotta pay Frank if you want him to work for you.
Totally. You want another one, Frank? Yeah, is that good?
Flossie, I found the perfect rock you have to adopt into your van.
Oh, it's my colors.
It's an orange heart.
It's right there. Thanks, friend. I love you.
We're out for a walk. Frank is cozy in bed, warm after his little walk. And we headed out without much of a plan and enjoyed the salmon for a while and then cruised the river channel. Saw something blue in the forest. Checked out a pretty cool old truck. And then decided instead of turning around to continue upriver through the forest along the bank, weaving through the forest, checking out the different things that were there. And now because of my knowledge of the area, I know soon we will hit a road we can take back around to our camp and see what goes on next during the day. So we got back from our walk and we had a delicious salad that Flossie made us. And then we did a wood scavenge. We got a Frank here. Hey bud, you ready for me to build you a bed?
He's ready to be warm.
We got all sorts of wood we've been sawing up. Some Vancouver Island red cedar and a frame built. Burning frame.
Oh, the cedar smells beautiful.
Whoops.
Here's some more for you.
Well, I have got a pretty good sized blaze going real quick here. And I have a kind of, some people might think, silly set of self-imposed fire ethics that involve not using fuel to start. Just paper scraps, wood. And I prefer to gather my wood without power tools as much as possible. Although having a chainsaw would have made this a lot faster, a lot easier, and I wouldn't have sore elbows. But either way, we have a nice fire that's going to last hours. We have tons of wood wrapped around it, getting drier.
Cheers.
Are you warm enough, bud?
Yeah. He's so toasty, hey.
Ooh, mulled wine. Steamy. Thank you. It smells delicious.
Right?
It was really nice to hang out with Flossie for a few days and get a tan and have some nice campfires. I think that was one of the biggest of those metal fire rings I've come across and the most full of flame I've ever done a fire in a ring like that. So it's pretty satisfying, and Flossie really made me feel like a champion for splitting that kind of wet wood so easily, and also with the whole icy road fiasco. They have a channel as well, so I'll put a link in the pinned comment, and yeah, you could check that out if you're into it. They live in that step van. I spend a lot of time by the ocean, diving, and that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for all the love and support with Frank. It's really appreciated. I truly feel like this was a miracle that happened because of all the love and support and prayers sent his way. So from now until the end of November, I have a sale on over on my website. So if you're interested in picking up a magnet or a sticker, you can use code MINI10 at checkout to save 10% and get one of these cute little Frank stickers. They're 2-inch sticker. And I do have a Patreon account where I share some behind the scenes footage, real-time updates, some bonus videos, just a variety of stuff and things I feel like sharing. I just don't really want to share with such a huge audience. So yeah, if you're interested, you can check that out. There's a link in the description below. So a huge thank you to Patreon supporters for being a part of this journey in such a way that allows me to have the equipment that has made my videos improve so nicely, like the drone, and a new camera with a nice mic and a macro lens so I can get those close-ups of all the forest stuff. But yes, thank you to everyone for watching. It means so much to me. It has a huge impact on our lives. Please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I got a clip of Frank to send you off on your way, and we'll see you soon. Bye.